In this video, we're going to show you how do you use this quote template to actually create a quote and send it out to a customer without recreating the wheel every time you do it. So again, I'm back on my templates menu. I have the template here I want to work with. I'm doing a new Walt Disney World quote to a new client. So what I'm going to do is come over to the right to the drop-down menu, and you have options here where you can preview this template, you can share it, you can export it, you can replicate it, or you can create a campaign. So if I have already saved my individual contact information and my social media data from the previous video, I want to create a campaign so I can send this quote to somebody. Okay, so I'm just going to click Create Campaign. We'll cover more campaign information in another video, but I want to get you started. So on this, it's going to come over and try to take that template that you've created as content. Notice the content has got a green check mark down here. And it's going to pull that content in so you can see it. So the first thing you want with your campaign is who are you going to send this to? So I'm going to click Add Recipients. Now remember, we created a new audience list before for new quotes, so I'm just going to select my new quotes from my audience list, and I will send all the subscribers on the list, or you can pick specific groups or segments. But since we only had the one person on the list, you can send it to all subscribers and you're good to go. You can do more information about personalizing the to field, things like that. We'll cover that in another session. For right now, we're going to save that. So we're going to send this to everyone in the new quotes. I know it says 0. I tweaked it. It's pulling the from information from that content that we set up previously about who we are and where we want it to come from. Then we have a subject. So what do you want the subject of this to be? So I'm going to click the Add Subject button over here on the right, and I'm going to say this is your Walt Disney World quote as requested, however you want that to be, and then you can save that as well. So that's what's going to be the subject line of the email. So you could have, Disney World 2019 quote, whatever you want that to be. That's going to be in the email subject. So now you have the content. So we've already pulled the template in, but the template has all the different resorts and all the different rooms, types, and views. So here we're going to come over and click Edit Design. Now in this Edit Design, this is basically just like we were messing with the template and working with that and tweaking it. Now it's just in a campaign. So any changes you make to your template now will only be affected by this one campaign, this one email. If you create a new quote tomorrow and you build it off of the template, then everything will be back in there, so you can work with it from there. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is decide who we're sending this to. So I go to the main content block and I click it, and I can put in here who I'm sending this to. Here's the dates for the quote that we discussed. Make sure you update those. And then you talk about the ticket pricing and details in here, which we talked about in another video. So you update that and save and close. So then as you go down the list, you just want to go down and delete any blocks that you're not working with. So if you're not quoting All-Star, you simply just click the delete and get rid of those. Delete the brochure button. Delete All-Star Music. So we're just deleting content out. Delete All-Star Music. Brochure. Delete sports. Delete the sports brochure. Let's quote Pop Century. So if I click the Pop Century block, it opens the editor over here on the right, and you'll see you have the different room views are in here. So I'm going to get rid of the standard and pool views. I'm just selecting them with my mouse and hitting the delete or back button to get rid of them. And I don't want to do a pool view right now, so we'll just do the regular preferred room. Okay, so I can change my description here to the preferred room. And then you can change your amounts. Okay, so that's how you're going to work your quote. You can do save and close. And again, you'll see what it looks like here. And you'll repeat that for every step as you go down. So you just delete the different blocks that you don't need. Notice that some of these do have red information that you'll want to change to standard black text when you send it out. unless you want it to be bright red when you talk about construction. Some of them also have bright red content when you talk about the villas. I'm scrolling really fast. So that you can see the different villa information you want to put if you're quoting a villa. So you can bring those in as well. When you quote the customer, you probably want to change that to black text. So remember, we can simply highlight anything we want to change, and up at the top, under the text color editor, we can change that to black. So that's updated going forward. And then we want to delete this, telling us that we need to add this description as well as part of our updating. Okay, and save and close. So that's really all you have to do. Just delete all the different blocks that you don't need. In each block, delete out the different views. And then as you scroll down to the bottom, all of your signature information and everything automatically comes over with your social media follow information and your details. Again, just like before, you can preview. So if you want to preview this, you can go into preview mode and you can see what it will look like when your customer gets it. Okay. X out of the preview mode, and you can save and close. Updated our changes, and we are saving. So once this is all done and you're ready to go, you can share your campaign. So you can post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram if you want to. There's other tracking information we'll cover at another time. But that's about it, and you can click publish or send your campaign later, and you'll be good to go. Actually, sorry, they're moved them up here to the top now. So you can schedule or send. It's not giving me the send because there's no recipients, but when you're ready to go, you just click send and follow the prompts, and that will send that quote out. All right, hope that helps.